Miracle Boy Boxing, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, the one and only Hosting Cruz, bringing you another exciting edition of boxing. Don't forget to hit and to like, subscribe to my channel. It's always greatly appreciated. Stay tuned. Miracle Boy Boxing, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, Hosting Cruz, and guys, breaking news. Just broke out this side on social media that talks are already underway for Floyd Mayweather versus Manny Pacquiao, the rematch to take place sometime later this year, right after Manny Pacquiao, if Manny Pacquiao defeats Manny Barrios and becomes the WBC welterweight champion of the world. About this fight, as we all know, this fight happened in 2015, 10 years ago. This fight, for both Manny and Floyd, it's not a bad fight because when you think about it, both guys are more or less the same age. Manny Pacquiao is 46, Floyd is 48. Both guys are legends. It's not going to hurt anything. They're not going to tarnish their reputation, their legacies by fighting each other. Another thing too is that no one is much older or much younger than the other. And if Manny Pacquiao looks sensational against Barrios, then it can be an intriguing fight. Now, Floyd has been active, but not as a professional. He's been active in exhibitions and, getting a little workout in these exhibitions. But, of course, his record was never on the line in these things and as exhibitions. So this will be his first pro fight since 2017 against Conor McGregor, in which I never really called that a professional fight because Floyd was in there at Floyd but he was in there against Conor McGregor, who is not really a professional boxer. But it garnered a lot of attention because going in, Conor McGregor was a very popular fighter in the UFC MMA world. And in UFC, Conor has scored many knockouts. So people thought that Conor was going there and blast Floyd Mayweather out of it. But no, Floyd took him apart and stopped him in 10 rounds pretty easily. The build-up to that fight was one of the best I've ever seen. But that was then. Pacquiao ain't fighting 4 years as we get set to see his comeback against Barrios this weekend. So, if all goes well and Pacquiao wins and picks up the WBC title, then he will defend against Floyd in a rematch. Very intriguing too that Floyd will be the challenger in this fight for the first time in God knows how long he was the challenger. But that's what's going to happen if this fight happens. But so far, Pacquiao has to defeat Barrios. That's not easy, especially at Pacquiao's age. I mean, if Pacquiao doesn't, then we're going to get Pacquiao Floyd once again. Well, yeah, let me know what you guys think, man, about Pacquiao if he defeats Manny Barrios and defends against Floyd Mayweather in the rematch 10 years later from their first fight, in a fight that wasn't even all that great. The build-up was great, but the style, the matchup was one of the most boring fights. It was pretty boring. Pacquiao went in there with a shoulder injury, a rotator cuff injury, so that was unfortunate. Maybe that caused the boring. Pacquiao had a lot of moments, but there was a point in the fight where he was letting his shots go and he backed off completely. It was the rotator cuff. I guess too much money was involved and he didn't want to pull out. But this time, if he gets it done against Barrios and the rematch is official, well, we won't have a rotator cuff injury this time. So then again, they're 10 years older than they were when they first fought. So yeah, very interesting news, ladies and gentlemen. I've been hearing and seeing comments on social media that this fight was being planned for some time now. And looks like talks are underway. So I guess Floyd is on the back seat, sitting down, waiting to see how Manny does, and he wins, and then they go from there. So yeah, Manny Pacquiao, ladies and gentlemen, likely to take on Floyd Mayweather Jr. in a rematch 10 years in the making. And is likely going to be for the WBC welterweight title. Miracle Boy Boxing, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, Jose Cruz. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. It's always a pleasure to talk to you guys about boxing. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace.